There are only a couple things keeping this figure from being the best Captain America figure out there right now. In this video, I'll get into exactly why, and of course do a bit of toy photography as well. My brothers and sisters, my fellow action figure collectors and lovers of all kinds, today I am feeling inspired because today, my home world, the land of the free and home of the brave, has spoken to me. I know it. Because today I was out on my walk, the place I go to take toy photos all the time. I'm just minding my business, taking my walk, and what do I see before me? A bald eagle, the physical embodiment of freedom. I saw one, and before it flew away, it whispered to me, "Jared, stop procrastinating and film that Captain America video right now." No, but really, I did see a bald eagle today, and that's actually kind of cool. And we've also got this fantastic, beautiful, brand new Mafex Captain America figure. And this is probably like the best suit, in my opinion, that Captain America has worn. There's been a lot of great suits and some not so great suits, but this is probably my favorite. I'm really quite excited for this figure, and there's a lot going on in here. This box is heavy for some reason. Like, this is a very heavy box. And we got two shields, we got plenty of heads, we got helmets in there, we got all kinds of stuff. What a great day to be an American, or just a great day to be watching this no matter where you are from. And if you're from somewhere that's not America, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. But anyway, yes, we've got a brand new entry into the MCU figures by Medicom Toy with this beautiful Mafex figure. As it says here, actually Captain America Winter Soldier. But isn't this his suit from the first Avenger? Isn't this what he wears in the first? I'm really confused now for a sec. Winter Soldier, that's not his Winter Soldier suit, right? Okay, I'm a little confused, but still, this is like my favorite suit. And it does say Infinity Saga very clearly on the box here, which makes me think, ooh, I guess there's quite a bit more Mafex has to offer with some classic MCU outfits, like this one right here. And speaking of America, I was sent this figure by the wonderful people at Mecha Japan. So if you're not already using Mecha Japan as one of your go-to stops for anything Japanese import, like action figures like this, and really any kinds of great stuff you can only really get in Japan, head to Mecha Japan. It's a fantastic website. So please make sure to head to the link I've got in the description to go to Mecha Japan and get yourself something good. And of course, use the discount code I've got down there as well. And also, thanks to Mecha Japan, I'm gonna be giving away one of these Mafex figures in this video right now. So all you have to do to win one of these right here is, one, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Then either go and follow Mecha Japan on X or on TikTok. Both the links to there are linked in the video description, so make sure you go and follow them at least on one of those. And then make sure to comment down below your favorite Captain America suit from the movies. Which is your favorite suit he wears in the movies? Along with a way to contact you, whether that be your handle on Instagram, Twitter, any of that stuff. Just let me know. And that's all you gotta do. And then what I'll do is I will randomly choose a winner and pin the comment up in the top of this video once the winner has been chosen. So Mecha Japan, thank you so much. And also thank you so much to you if you're watching and entering this giveaway. I'm just super excited to be doing this video right now for so many reasons. So thank you so much. So we've got a new Captain America movie coming pretty soon. That's actually pretty exciting. And even though this isn't a Steve Rogers centered Captain America movie, I gotta say it looks awesome and I'm pretty excited. I love Sam Wilson. I love Anthony Mackie, and I think this movie is gonna be great. Will Steve pop up in there? Are we gonna see a Chris Evans return? I bet you we will eventually. I guess we'll just have to see. Are you excited for the movie? I certainly am. Can't wait. Mr. Captain America himself is right here. His proportions, like, I can't tell if I think they look really good or if I almost kind of think they look weird. He's just got like really big torso, really big shoulders and biceps and big legs. Like, everything about him looks very big, except for his head. Does he just have a small head, or is it just like perfect? Because like, then I look at him from far away and I'm like, man, he looks fantastic. Like, I can't tell if I think it's perfect or not. It's just, am I being weird? I really don't know. Please, somebody tell me. I mean, he looks great and he feels really great. I mean, been opening up a lot of Mafexes lately and I'm always impressed every time. Mafex. Whatever you want to call it. Also, I thought his outfit was a little bit more of a darker blue in this movie. Am I wrong or am I mistaken? I'm gonna have to watch this movie again. It's been a while, but I always thought it was much more of a darker blue, like just more of a much more military-esque type of actual outfit, as opposed to more of a superhero kind of, you know what I mean? But either way, it looks really good, and it still does feel like that military kind of suit with all like tactical belts and pockets and stuff like that. You know, it all looks great. It all looks really great. And man, if you look at that face, it sure as heck looks just like Chris Evans. Like, you kind of only are looking at his nose and lips and stuff, but it looks like Chris. It sure as heck does. Wow, awesome. Maybe I'm thinking he looks weird too, because I'm pretty sure in the first Captain America movie, he was like the beefiest he's ever been. Maybe I'm just forgetting how beefed up he was in that movie. Besides, you know, after the transformation, of course. So before I get too far into this, he's got a bunch of accessories, and a lot of accessories that do a lot of different things and attachments. So I want to get right into that. So first we've got 2 extra heads, one without helmet, one with helmet, and they're both a little bit intense. They both kind of have the same expression on the face, and it's kind of weird. The face with the helmet on looks a lot more like Chris Evans than the face without the helmet on. The one without the helmet on doesn't really look like Chris Evans a whole lot. It still looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but there's definitely been better face sculpts before. We also have a nice little helmet without any head in it, and I think this is a really cool touch, because then we can have just this as a prop itself. This in and of itself can be cool for like a toy photo or something. You could have him like holding the helmet with the other face on or something. There's a lot of cool potential stuff with this helmet. I actually really like this little addition a lot. As per usual, we've got a ton of hands to work with here, like some pointing hands, which these are kind of nice, of course. If he's going to be giving out some commands as a captain, he's got to be having some pointer fingers. We've got some kind of relaxed open hands right here. Then we've got some more, I don't know, these are more relaxed hands, but not quite so open. We've got some holding hands for stuff like, I don't know. This isn't really for holding a shield. This is like a gun hand, but he doesn't have any guns. That's so weird, man. This is the second Mafex figure in a row I've opened up with gun hands, but no guns. But then we've got these hands right here, which are very curious. They both have little tuning forks on them. And so this is actually for holding the shield, which is really cool, and it works quite well. And that actually segues me into talking about the shields. There's a lot going on with the shields. So he's actually got 2 different shields, and then a bunch of these little belt attachment things to put on the backs of the shields when you are kind of in need of using them in different ways, which is pretty cool. There's actually a lot you can do with these shields. They're very, very versatile and functional, have lots of different things to do with them, which is really cool. So first we have this shield, which is, you know, kind of the shield that was more like when he was just a mascot, really, that was not made of vibranium, right? I could be wrong, right? It's been a while, but this is just a really cool thing to have, which is awesome. And we've got his vibranium shield, the classic shield, which is looking great. It's got like a nice metallic look to it. It looks awesome. It's very metallic and shiny against a very matte looking suit. It works well and contrasts nicely with the suit. I really like that. Both of the shields have a permanent little belt on one of them. These ones, don't try to take these off because they will not come off, even though it really feels like they should come off, but they don't. So don't break them. Then they have these little other belt things, and one of them is for this shield and one of them is for this shield. So with this bigger one here, I would have to make sure that, okay, this is, you can see those little indents there. That one does not work with this shield, but it does it? What the heck? Okay, no, I was right the first time. It does go into this. There we go. Just make sure you're putting it in the right one, because they have different indentations in there if you look just like that. The shield is in a position where I can put it on his arm with this one big one that goes more over his forearm, and then one that can clip onto his hand. And when you get it in there, really make sure you push that down good, because if you don't, it could just fall right out. So really make sure you're pushing that in there good. I should be able to just slide it up like this and then hook it on. Okay, it took me a sec, but I got it in there. So I did actually have the wrong hand on there. Make sure when you're putting it on, you are using the more open hand, the most open hand like this, because it's not really gonna go in without that. There it goes. Now he's good to go. I'm really hoping that doesn't fall off. Captain America and shield. Oh, if you'd like to have Cap holding the shield, or like this, or like looking like he's about to throw it, you'd put on one of these tuning fork hands and put it on just like that. And I think that works so well. That's one of the best parts about this. It's super easy and it looks quite good. Like, I really like the way that looks. And you can pose him up to make it look like he's about to throw it. Like, this is really well done. That's one of the best parts about the shield. One thing too, I guess, is a little warning, is just kind of be careful when you're messing around with the shield being on the arms. These little belt strap things pop off really easy. You can do one little movement like this and then boop, then you're stuck with this. It's a little frustrating, not gonna lie. You just gotta really make sure you push it in there real good, and then be careful once you do that, or it's just gonna be a little frustrating for you. Okay, so it is actually possible to get this shield up on his back like this, and this is tricky. Let me tell you, it's tricky. So watch very carefully, because it took me a while to figure out the best way to do this. And if you thought of a better way to do this than I have, please let me know in the comments, because I was struggling for a little bit, not gonna lie. Okay, so first you gotta pop this little thingy out of his back. And this alone is pretty difficult. But once you pop that out, there's actually another one that looks like this. I actually already attached it to this clear piece because I can't get it off. And it's got a little hole into it where you can attach this clear thing. So they don't come attached like this, but I just can't get it off right now. Then you're gonna want to attach it onto here, onto the shield. Okay, this is where it gets tricky. First, you're going to put your little clear thing into the belt like that, as such. Do this before putting on the other strap. Then take the other strap, then put the other strap in there while you still got the clear thing in, and then slide it in like that. And so now you've got this little contraption just like this, and now you can put this in his back just like this. For me, if you ever try to go this route, put it in first like that, and then try to put this in, you won't really have much success. At least I wasn't able to get it in there like that first. Oh, well, there you go. I guess you can. It's a little bit harder to do. Oh well, as long as you get it on like this first, you're good to go. Okay, so now that you've got it all in there, you can hopefully place it into his back without anything popping out. So let's see if I can do it. See, there we go. This is the problem I kept having. Popping out like that. All right, let's try again. Number 2 attempt. Here we go. Put it in. Try. There we go. Oh, I messed something up. It's a little crooked now. You can't really tell, but I gotta fix it. You can tell in there. See, the little thing slipped out. It's not in. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Okay. And now it's in. It's a little wobbly. It kind of shifts back and forth. Oh, and there it goes. It falls out. Man, everything about this figure is awesome, except for this back contraption. I feel like they could have done it in some better way than this. Like, honestly, if it was just a magnet that's stuck to his back, that would be awesome. Come on, get in there. So once you get it in, just don't really mess with it. Just kind of leave it in. It's a little bit tough. Hopefully that helps you when you try to do it and saves you a little bit of frustration. Going back to this shield right here, we've got a little rock for it to, I don't know, be stood on. And that's kind of cool. Is that like a classic comic book pose or something where it's like on a rock and he's just kind of standing there with it? Is that a thing? Or is that from the movie? I don't know, but so it's got a similar kind of contraption to get it to work. You take this little guy right here, you stick it in the stone, just like that. Got a stick in a stone, just like Excalibur. Stick in stone will break your bone. With this right here. The other small belt, which is right here, you just kind of put it in through like that. And this is tricky. And there we go. We got Captain America shield on a stone, which is cool. And so you can kind of pose him to be kind of standing along with it, kind of like on the box here. That looks cool. It's definitely a nice little thing, especially for the shelf. Like, that's a perfect way to like display him on the shelf. Lots of cool stuff in this box. Whether or not it functions perfectly is another story, but it's definitely cool stuff. As far as articulation goes, yeah, you're getting typical, I think, kind of Mafex expectations, quality, stuff like that, but a little bit maybe more restrictive than like a Spider-Man or something, just because he's a little bit more bulky. He's got a big belt, you know, he's got thick thighs, he's kind of a big guy, so a little bit more restrictive, I think, but you're still able to get him in some pretty great poses, I think. You've got yourself a pretty decent acute angle with elbow articulation there. Decent amount of head movement, definitely lots as far as looking down. That's great, I love that. Head movement is super important to me. Not a crazy amount of ab crunch, but definitely some going on there, that's for sure. Captain America actually looks like he's a little over 6 inches. He's maybe like 6 1/4, something like that. So that's kind of cool. So here he is compared to a really old Marvel Legends figure of the same exact suit. And here he is compared to a much more recent Captain America. This is an Endgame, right? And then here he is also compared to an SH Figuarts Spider-Man. That matches up pretty nicely. I think he scales quite well. He's kind of a big guy. You know, he's got quite the stature. Okay, so what's the verdict, guys? What are we giving him? A W or an L? I think he's obviously a W. Any Mafex figure that looks this good and all of that, like, come on, how is it not a W? But I will say, everything really involving the shield, using it and putting it on him, putting on his back, keeping it on him, trying to pose him while it's on his arm is a huge pain in the L, or the pain in the A, if you know what I mean. And no, it's really annoying. And honestly, there are multiple times off camera I got a little frustrated. In the end, when you get it to work, it looks really good. It really does, and I'm excited to take a photo of him, but it's kind of a huge pain. I feel like there had to have been some other way to make it better. The biggest part is just getting this little piece up here to not pop out of the shield. The stupid little belt strap thing in there, that's the only thing. If that wasn't a problem and that stayed in, I think this would be great. There would be no problems at all. Other than that, he's definitely a W, but I would like to know what you think. W or L? Is there anything about it you don't like? What do you like about it, if so? Or is it just pretty mid and you give it an M? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. We can't finish this video without taking a cool pic of him. Actually, a long time ago, I did a photo with this Captain America right here. It was from one of my oldest videos way back in the day, but I was able to capture all of this cool stuff bouncing off of the shield, and that looked really cool, even though it's like an old shot, and I look at it and I'm like, ugh. I kind of want to capture that same type of energy with action and actually utilizing the shield. I'm gonna get something set up and hopefully it looks cool. Let's go. Okay, so here we are. I'm out in my backyard on my little pavement area I've got going on here. Captain America. Around him, this is just some random pipes I got from Home Depot. This is actually a little diorama thing that's actually made out of aluminum soda cans that I bought from Beer Man Photography, but he's in a position blocking stuff with his shield. And in this photo right now, I'm gonna be using some sparks, and he's gonna be blocking sparks. And don't worry, Captain America is not gonna be damaged one bit at all, because watch this. I'm gonna be using this right here. If you can see this, this is a firework fuse. So when I go and buy my fireworks, I go to a fireworks shop that's about 4 hours away and I stock up, and you can buy just the fuses on their own. And they actually create a really cool kind of effect. That's just some really cool sparks. They don't burn super hot. They don't cause really any damage. They're just really light little sparks. I mean, obviously, if you're not careful, yes, you can burn yourself or burn something, but they're so incredibly light. So what I'm gonna be doing is actually using this to create some sparks to bounce off against Captain America's shield. It's gonna be great. So as another precaution, I have my spray bottle. So Captain America is very wet, and so is his shield, so there won't be any damage on the shield when it gets bounced off of with these sparks. So if you ever do end up using these fireworks fuses, still of course be careful. They're awesome, but still of course be careful. If you hold them in your hand, they will burn all the way up to your fingers, so make sure to throw them down before they burn, and you'll be totally safe that way. So my goal is to take the firework fuse, and as it's burning, just go in really quick, over and over, close and close and close. As I'm going quick like this, it's not gonna burn at all. If I stay in there and hold it there the whole time, yes, it will burn. But if I go back, it's not gonna burn at all, I promise. And I'm gonna be taking tons of photos all at the same time with my remote, of course, like this. So here are my settings right now. I'm at 130 for my shutter speed, which is pretty slow. It's pretty slow because I still want the sparks to look like they're in a long, elongated type of spark as opposed to like a quick bokeh, you know what I mean? And then my settings are pretty normal too. I'm at f2.5, which is the lowest this 40mm lens can go. And then I've got 400 for my ISO, like always. So I've got lights going over here, but I'm actually going to pull them away completely during the shot because I don't want there to be too much light in the photo. Plus the light is gonna capture all the smoke. And I don't want any smoke in there. The smoke's just gonna look bad. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a few photos beforehand like this, just in all different areas. And then I can layer in lighting wherever I need it with my nice little thing in Photoshop later on. And if you want any more info on how I do this stuff with fireworks, it's all the same thing I do every time. I'll have the link in the description for the firework tutorials that I have on the channel, and it'll make it a whole lot easier to understand. Okay, what do you say we go and take this shot? Let's do this. So what do you think? Would this be the best Captain America figure in this scale if it didn't have these issues I was having with the shield and putting it on his back and stuff? Honestly, best or not the best, it's an awesome figure and I am super happy to have this figure in my collection. Make sure to enter the giveaway. All the details are in the pinned comment below. And thank you Mecha Japan for sending me the figure and also sending a figure out to a lucky winner of this giveaway. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo will be posted up on Instagram and on TikTok and on Twitter as always. And of course, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.